my goodness. This is about to get crazy in this episode. Hey hustlers, welcome back to another episode on Ingrid Project. And I want to delve into something that's been near and dear to my soul for a while now. And it is about how to be celibate. So I'm going to cover 4 tips on how to be celibate, how I've been able to be consistent and successful at it, and tips and tricks that folks have shared with me that have been very helpful. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So first of all, being celibate is the decision to not have sex. Now, or abstaining from sex. A lot of people correlate being celibate with a religious purpose, but it doesn't have to be that way. It can just be for your own self, and there's not a predetermined period of time that you have to do it for. It's really a personal decision, and I think it's one of the best things that I've done for myself, and I think it could be a great thing for you to do for yourself too. Of course, this is usually done outside of being a relationship because, for obvious reasons, but let's talk about it. So first of all, I think this is my first tip. I'm going to go over 4 tips on how to enjoy and have a good period of being celibate. All right. Tip number 1, I think it's really important to understand your purpose. Going down the celibate train just to go down the celibate train, it's not going to be helpful. And when the thirst comes, because believe me, these Hunger Games are something else. You need to be aligned to your purpose and understand why you're doing what you're doing. For me, I took a period of time in my life to be intentionally single. The purpose for me was because I wanted to date myself. I wanted to work on myself, like heal BS, heal baggage that I didn't want to take into future relationships. I wanted to have a healthier relationship in the future. And for me, I knew that meant, hey, I need to separate myself from the opposite sex and really dive into who am I, and not be out here falling into thirst traps. We don't need that in our life. So I think understanding your why is really important, and get deep with it, guys. No one's going to judge you. This is just for you. Think about how sex and physical intimacy has shaped you and your life decisions. How has it affected your relationships? And in that vein, if you decide to take some time to be single, I have a video on being intentionally single, what that experience was like for me, and why I think everyone should do it, and how I think it's one of the best experiences you can give yourself, especially as an adult. I would say completely transformed and changed my life, and it has helped me to set standards, to create healthy boundaries, and to let go of the good things, to make space for what's great in my life. And I am so happy that I've done that. All right, so tip number 2. Now, if you guys believe in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, having sex is one of them. And believe me, on month 2, month 3, you're going to be okay. But then there's going to be a time where you're going to be like, yo, I can't keep my head together. I am on the struggle bus. And you're going to be thirsting. The thirst is real. So to alleviate the thirst, as the adults that we are, please do yourself a favor and don't wait until month 2 or month 3 or whenever the urge hits to take care of your needs. Take yourself to the store, guys. Ain't nobody gonna care that you're in there. If you're self-conscious, there's plenty of things that you can order online, and technology nowadays is something else. So I highly recommend to do that. And if you are a friend of someone who's on the celibate journey, send your friend a gift, okay? Everyone needs some TLC. And most importantly, I think when we talk about getting our groove on, giving yourself self-love, I think it's a very, very special, because no one can understand you the way you understand yourself. No one can love you the way that you love yourself. And for women, our sexual peak doesn't happen until we're in our 30s. So what better way in the future to tell your partner what you like, what you need, all of these things, when you know that within yourself. Don't let someone else be the explorer of your roadmap and your treasure chest. Understand yourself completely. Give yourself the slow love. understand your body completely. And like this goes for men to like try out different things, and who better than to try it out than with yourself. So I think this is wonderful. I think it should be talked about more. I think like society definitely has this still in a very like taboo way, when it's just a need, like we're still animals. So anyway, get your groove on, and don't wait until the urge hits, okay? Like prevent yourself from making reckless decisions. Just take yourself to the store, have what you need nearby, so that when the time and occasion arises, you can take care of business. Okay, tip number 3, romanticize your life, guys. Like, give yourself everything that you would expect a significant other to. Take yourself out on solo dates, buy yourself the fucking chocolates, throw yourself a whole Valentine's Day thingy-majig, take yourself to the candlelit dinner. These things, the more that you do them by yourself, the easier it gets. I understand like sometimes the embarrassment that may happen with this, or the feeling of self-consciousness, but hey, you can start slow. Like give yourself a solo date at home, get dressed, get cute, pop the bottle of champagne, order yourself the nice food, or make yourself that nice dinner. Like once you start doing these things for yourself, it's going to elevate your standard of what you are going to expect from a partner, but also what you're going to expect for yourself. Like you cannot expect someone to show up in your life and to give you more than what you give yourself. The ultimate way that you can show yourself love and self-respect is by doing these things. And believe me, when a crusty dusty comes your way, if they are not up to par, you're going to be quick to drop them, because you are so satisfied in your life, not just sexually, but your mind, your body, your soul is being satisfied by yourself, that someone else is really going to have to bring something to the table to sweep you off of your feet. So guys, like it's like, yes, like maybe sometimes we're shopping and we're shopping for like the wrong person, but you can say, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. And like, we got to start with the man in the mirror. You got to change your way of treating yourself, of loving yourself, to attract that for yourself. So solo dates, buy yourself the chocolates, give yourself the treatment that you would expect from a partner, okay? And tip number 3, become in tune with your body, mind, and soul. I have found through my journey of taking a period of celibacy in my life, that it's very important to connect your mind, your body, and your soul, and to find peace in those areas so that you can have a very sexually gratifying life, whether that's with yourself or with an SO. And what that means a lot of times to get into that right place is understanding your mind, your body, and soul. So we've already covered body, like exploring yourself, finding out what works for you, giving yourself the slow love. But when we talk about mind, it's dealing with like your bullshit, your traumas, your depression, your anxiety. Like go to therapy. If therapy is not available, guys, read the books, go on YouTube. There's so much helpful information out there. I have book recommendations, and the other video that I have on my top 4 books of the year, I cover a book that really helped me take my understanding of relationships and of self to the next level. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that book. It's attached by it's in here. Hold on. Give me a second. Amir Levine. I'm over here thinking about Maroon 5. Amir Levine, Attached. It talks about the different attachment styles. Very helpful book to understand yourself, significant others, and being a better selector of a partner in the future. So, yes, mind, body, and soul. When you talk about your soul, guys, having a period of celibacy is not being like a saint in the closet, not doing anything. Like, this is a time to actually let your mind run wild. Like, read the raunchy novels, watch the rom-coms, romanticize your life in that way. Like, when I tell you I was reading erotic poems by E.E. Cummings. It's a short book of just like these raunchy like sex poems and graphics. Like, it was amazing. It was a trip. It was an enjoyable experience. And I didn't find it like nasty or perverted. It was just fun. Like, learn to enjoy these things in your life. And just because you're single, or you're taking a period of celibacy or being intentionally single, that does not mean that, if anything, I think it means that your sexual experience in life should elevate, because you're allowing your imagination and your creativity to really spark these interests. And then, of course, the sparks will be flying out of control when you do meet a significant other, because you haven't like reprieved yourself from that space. Like, this is not something to just cut out of your life and stick yourself into a closet. Absolutely not. And I think that also these things, letting your mind run wild, watching the rom-coms, like all of this, when your mind is in the right place and you're doing like the body work, the mind work, the soul work, it actually, it just makes your life better. It makes it more fun. It helps you like elevate your standard for the type of person that you want to be with in the future. And overall, it's just a great idea. And let me tell you something. When you have your mind, your body, and your soul connected and at peace, and you give yourself that slow love, first of all, it's amazing. But when you have that healthy feeling with yourself, you're going to want to seek that in a partner that you're with, and you are going to want to wait when you have a SO in your life for your mind, your body, and your soul to all catch up to one another before you take that step and cross that bridge with that person. And then when you do, it's going to be amazing. You're going to feel peace. You're not going to feel distressed. You're not going to feel these issues like with attachment. And guys, I'm not a marriage counselor or a therapist, but please don't be out here struggling. I've struggled enough for all of us, okay? So please heed to advice. Don't make as many mistakes as I have made, and learn from this. It is such a worthwhile journey, and I think like one of the best gifts you could give yourself is to let your mind, your body, and your soul come to such a peaceful place in your life, to be able to give yourself the slow love like there's no tomorrow, and then to do the same with your SO when they come into your life. So there's that. And last tip, and this was really important, guys. Really, really important. Number 4, when in doubt, take care of your needs. Now, you're probably not going to be celibate forever, and there's going to come a point where you say, okay, like I've done the body work, I've done the mind work, I've done the soul work. Now I'm ready to get back out there and date. And again, we've elevated our standard. We've learned how to love ourselves. We've done all the hard work. Do not settle for a dusty because you're out here thirsting. Okay, so what that means, guys, you know how it is when you meet a hottie with a swimmer's body and you're gonna go on a date with them, and if you haven't taken care of your needs, you may make a mistake. Don't make these mistakes. Take care of your needs before you leave the house. When in doubt, take care of your needs. And even when not in doubt, take care of your needs, because the flesh is weak. And when you go into a date already sexually satisfied, you're going to be focused on looking at the other things that are important to you. Of course, you already find them attractive. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on a date with them. But you're going to start looking at the more compatible things, like, are our values aligned? Can we have a conversation? Like, how is this person? Can I see them being a part of my life? Do I want to spend time with them? Not just thinking, oh my gosh, like they're so hot. Like I'm so lost in their eyes that I'm not even paying attention to what they're saying and how they're acting. Like, no. We are going out on this date satisfied. And now we can take care of the other things that are a little bit, in my opinion, more important, and continue to do that as you go out on dates. And if you develop a connection with someone, again, continue to do that. The flesh is weak, and you need to give yourself time and space to make sure that your mind, your body, and your soul are aligned before you cross that bridge with that person. In my opinion, I think that's like the best thing that you can do to rest at peace at night with the decisions that you make in your life when it comes to crossing that special bridge with an SO. And for these reasons, This advice is more so geared towards relationships. I think it's very difficult to have your mind, body, and soul aligned when you're doing other things like the sneaky links, the friends with benefits. Like, there's so many reasons why those things don't work, and I think it's because it's missing the triangle of trust. And sometimes your mind or your body or your soul is disconnected from what you're doing physically. And don't do it to yourself. Like, we already have so much emotional damage. So follow the triangle. Here are the tips for having a successful time of being celibate in your life. I hope this is helpful, and I am so proud of our generation, of the Gen Zs, of the millennials. I see this being a trend. I see people wanting to take more charge of reclaiming their sexual power. Sex is what creates life. It's a very powerful thing. It's an energy. And so I'm really happy to see that shift in society. It's definitely been a game changer for me in every single way. And I hope it is for you too. So let me know if this video was helpful. Give me a thumbs up. I would love to hear in the comments your experience if you've ever been celibate, what helped you get through it, your favorite things to do during that time to make it an enjoyable time for you, and any other questions and thoughts that you may have. So again, guys, thank you for being here. You are the greatest project that you'll ever work on. And sometimes hustling means going and getting your groove on. The TLC is real, but don't be out here thirsting for the wrong people. We do not settle for dusties. All right. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day.